Opponent, what do you think of having all rares to play up against, where your only removal spells are indeed your board wipes? How do you like it? Opponent doesn't like it very much. They don't like it much at all. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. I'm Supreme Verdicts, a practicing attorney by day and a magic strategist by night. After a long day working on the rule of law, I come home to master the laws of magic. Today, we are going to be seeing how many rares is too many rares. We're going to be doing the Phantom Golden Sealed for this week's Midweek Magic event. Midweek Magic is awesome. It's a little challenge every week of playing in a weird format where if you get 3 wins, you get cool little card prizes, and you also get it's just a fun way to get some free cards and cosmetics. Now, Golden Sealed, for those who don't know, in case you haven't noticed, it is the little packs you get once you've bought 10 packs in the store, and it leads you to a pack of all rares that you haven't collected yet. Here, as you can see, Golden Sealed means we have 12 booster packs of all rares. That's right, every single card in our limited deck is going to be a rare. This is crazy because it usually means there's not really a good curve out that anyone can do. After all your cards are rares. How many good 1 and 2 drops can you actually have? It also means that removal is premium because there's just not too many good, cheap removal spells in the rare slot. That's usually saved for the uncommon slot. So as you can see here, we have an absolutely bonkers looking pool. Just some very strong cards, and we're going to see what we want to build here. In the past, I've often done an aggro kind of approach. I find that works well, just getting under everyone. We do have a meticulous archive and a commercial district for fixing. Those are both solid. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough to go for a pile. Let's see. Tender Wild Guide can create mana of any color, and Twitching Doll can as well. That's the only fixing that we seem to have. Our multicolor rares. Italian is fun, but I don't know if it's particularly good in this kind of format. We do have 2 Kujas, 2 Genovas. Wow. Both of those are incredibly powerful in the Final Fantasy set. 2 Muldrothas, also very fun. Makes me want to go into this kind of graveyard Sultai theme. This is certainly pulling me in that direction. Especially Wandering Minstrel is fun. We do have 3 towns, notably, which is interesting. And we do have a Sin, Spira's Punishment. Maybe we go for kind of a Sultai crazy stuff. Masamune is not particularly good. Tarian Soul Cleaver was good decent in its format. Not good, but decent in its format. Not particularly strong otherwise. Let's start at the top, see what we have. Dust Animus is very decent. It is just a good 2-drop, and those are very hard to find. Enduring Innocence is fantastic, although it doesn't synergize too well with probably the rest of our pulls. Beza's great. Elspeth is incredible. What a bomb. Absolutely fantastic. Pile Up and Ultima are both good removal spells. Nothing like a 5-mana board wipe to be a good removal spell. Kitsa is actually really good. It can smooth out our draw. Case of the Ransacked Lab, we likely don't have enough for. Looks like our blue is also not particularly good, with Horned Lock Whale being the best, along with Kitsa. So I guess it'd be a Golgari base if we go Sultai. What do we have here? Tiny Bones joins up. Honestly, not the worst. A lot of these cards are going to be legendaries. But I don't know if it's quite good enough. Souls of the Lost, also, again, difficult to pull off some kind of aggro deck. We just don't have enough cheap cards, but we do have a couple. Darkness Crystal, always good in a sealed kind of event. Vincent Valentine, it's not going to be great without a ton of removal, but we do have Summon Primal Odin and Beseech the Mirror and Vein Ripper if we go for a larger black build. Let's see, in our red, we do have some very solid, cheap, attacking creatures. Interestingly enough, a couple Equipment Matters creatures, but I don't know if that's quite going to do it. Cerberus is crazy, doubling and tripling your instants and sorceries. We can see how many of those we have. And then our green is actually quite weak outside of our fixing, right? Tyvar is good. Again, this is not a traditional limited draft, so Tyvar is probably not going to be ideal, but it's good. And then everything else just kind of goes from there. All right, it looks like we are going to be playing a pile. We're going to want green. because it does fix for us. We're going to want, I think, black in some capacity. We have a couple of decent red cards. I don't think we can play the Cerberus. I think we're actually just going to cut red entirely. I'm looking at green and black at the moment. And while I do want blue in there for the sake of our Sultai cards, and I guess our Simic cards while we're at it, I don't think blue is strong enough on its own. I actually like white a lot better. So maybe an Abzan pile. It's kind of crazy how these things go. If you control 4 more legendary creatures, that one's a little bit difficult. All right, let's get Sin in here. We'll get Muldrotha's. Sure, Wandering Minstrel. We're not going to control 5 or more towns, though, so is this really worth it? Lands we control enter untapped, and yet we're not going to get its Minstrel's Ballad ability. We're not going to be able to pump necessarily. It might not actually be that good. Collecting evidence does not sound too bad. Whenever it enters or attacks, we can make some tokens. I do like the Genovas. Those are very strong. We don't have good ways to put more counters on her. Ha ha ha. I also like the Kujas. That's a good reason to splash the commercial district. I don't think we have any dragons, unfortunately. We'll throw in the Iona. Rowan is not particularly good here. Roaring Furnace is nice in the sense that it's one of the few removal spells that we might have. But again, it's in a color we can't fully support. Let's toss it in. Let's toss it in for now. Right now, we're just seeing what busted cards do we absolutely have, and ideally that are a little bit graveyard related. Notably, the Summoner's Grimoire, actually not that bad, now that I take another look at it. And we did want the green for our fixing. I don't know. I don't think the Adamantoise is actually going to make the cut. Return another creature, no. Valley Might Caller is not worth it. I don't think Tifa's actually good enough here. But we'll see what we're missing. Ezreal's a bomb. Ezreal is absolutely a bomb. We'll throw it in for now. We'll see what we can make do with. Talion's also pretty good. I just don't know if we're going to be playing enough of these colors, of blue specifically. I think we're going to be cutting a lot of the cards that currently have blue in it. I want Ancient Adamantoise, please don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's going to actually do anything in our deck. This is a 4-mana 2/2 that becomes a 4-mana 3/2. You know what? The things we have to do in this particular kind of format. This one's not bad. Whenever one or more creatures, it's value, and it's an early play, which I hate to say is probably going to end up being important. And we'll go ahead and 2 artifact and or enchantment cards. I don't know if that will ever come up. Excuse me. I don't even see... I mean, Summoner's Grimoire, like, someone might remove. We have a couple artifact creatures, maybe. Enchantments, and we might discard to Souls of the Lost. I just don't think it's particularly strong, especially for a tap land. But a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a 4-drop. Mana value 3 or less, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. Storm Slayer, alright. We have quite the pile. Let's take a look real quick. God help us. Alright, we'll get rid of the lands for now. Yeah, it's all top end. Like you can see, this is all entirely top end. Well, let's cut the double blue cards. We're not going to be playing blue. It looks like we are going to be some kind of Orzhov splashing green, which isn't great because green is our main fixing color here. But we do have top end. And for that reason alone, I want to keep in the green cards. We can use our board wipes in order to slow things down until we get to the top end cards. We don't really have any good synergies for Izoni. For Muldrotha, it's very limited. But I do kind of like just playing these cards that are either really strong on their own, like Kuja, and like Genova, as well as just splashing whatever we can and getting in any early aggression as possible. I think Kitza actually makes the cut because if we have any of our blue mana plus Kitza in the early game, that can fully change how our game plays because we'll be able to filter through everything we might need. So let's see, we have a couple blue splashes. Maybe we lower this. Let's get rid of Italian. No, let's cut Kitza. Kitza's great, I just don't know if it's going to be good enough. Muldrotha is quite strong. And it's a very good endgame plan, and so is Sin, Spear's Punisher. So maybe we keep those two and we just have a couple of islands. That being said, as you can see, we already have too much going on. This is just not a good card, right? Yeah, target player. We could mill ourselves. We could reanimate something, but it's probably not good enough. We want creatures. We want things that can actually do things. Tiny Bones joins up is actually kind of cool because we can mill ourselves, which is not bad. I do like Beza a lot in this deck. It's funny how we ended up with white. We don't really want United Battlefront. There's nothing that it hits outside of Tiny Bones joins up currently. Okay, so we're at 27. We're going to want to cut it down. We will likely... I just don't see us playing Tifa. The 8 drops are crazy. And now there might be an argument that we should just be playing red aggressive with our white and then leverage our board wipes as best we can. You never know what the right answer is, you know? These decks are a little wild. All right, let's cut one Muldrotha. We're at 26. We want to get down to 20. No, we want to be playing all the lands that we possibly can. There's just too much going on here. I think the Kuja is fine. Do we cut a Vincent? I think Kuja's good. How many non-creature spells do we have, actually? That's fair. We do not have that many. Maybe we just cut both Kujas, no longer have the red splash, don't have to think about it or worry about it as much. We're now just splashing the blue and then a little bit of a messy mana base. This looks a little bit cleaner. And then I just don't think Vincent Valentine's particularly good. It doesn't work with our board wipes. It does work with Elspeth. But I don't know if we're going to get there, you know? So let's cut that. And yeah, here we go. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that are 6 mana or more. And that's a good deck in this kind of format. It's crazy to think about, but, you know, it's what makes the cut. We will be doing a Zenarkand. This is a really good sorcery side, and I think that'll be nice to have in our back pocket. Again, nothing really to get back with Ishgard. And yeah, we're not going to play the others. Oh, excuse me. Suggest lands. What's it got for us? 4, 5 white sources. 1, 2 blue sources. Okay. 6 black sources. Oh. And 3, 4, 5 green sources. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great at all. We have a lot of the double pips, too. Maybe. Do we cut Muldrotha and Sin? I mean, I just don't think we have better cards to put in. That rhymes. Do we cut Muldrotha and Sin? I just don't think we have better cards to put in. I love a good rhyme. Because artifacts, yeah. None of these are particularly worth it. Alright, let's send it. Bad mana base. Everyone else is going to have a bad mana base too. We're going to try to get to our board wipes. We're going to try to get to our powerful cards. Oh, definitely want Genova as the lead for this though. Let's have Sin. Sin's fun. The deck's not great, but this is what happens when you have only rares to draft your cards. Let's see how it plays out. You know, I've seen worse hands. Opponent goes first, which is unfortunate, but we could have a half-decent Souls of the Lost situation going on. I guess we would discard the Genova in this situation. Love the hand-smoothing algorithm. Wow. What is this? Excalibur 2. Whenever you gain life, put a charge counter on it. That's brutal. We do have the Tender Wild Guide, which really hurts because we would love to have green. We'll see what we can draw. If we can throw that out instead, that could actually be fantastic. Unfortunately, we are not quite that lucky. Blue is much more of our splash. To a degree, I think we drop the island. No, that can't be right. That absolutely can't be right. Let's discard a card. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drop Genova. Yeah. We're going to drop Genova because we have nothing to do with her right now. Kind of crazy. It's just a 1-2. Who knows if it's actually worth it. Probably not worth it. We'll see how punished we get. But we can curve. We can try our best to get to Vincent. Yeah, see, opponent's on, look at this, all the rare lands. Oh, opponent actually has a card. Wow, that's a really good rare to have. We're gonna just be drawing more. Ow. Our Souls of the Lost is not looking good right now. They have a crystal as well. No blocks. We'll take it for now. I think we're gonna want to get down Vincent. This is whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, specifically. Opponent's not gonna be able to use their Earth Crystal quite yet, and it's not like we've got... I guess we could have played Darkness Crystal into the Summon Primal Odin, but I do like drawing extra cards at the moment. It certainly is helping my opponent more, but for now, we'll do what we can. Oh? I don't think they can gain the life and at the same time. Wow, Sarah Farron. Legendary creature each turn costs 2 less to cast, and then they can transform her. I mean, let's attack with Vincent. Try to transform, gain a little bit of life. Yes. We'll take any trade here that they want to give us, although I don't think they'll go for it. I guess Darkness Crystal would have been better to play out in case they do go for the trade. That was a punt. But that's okay. They don't. Great. We are still missing green, which is just hurting more and more. They're going to gain a couple life, they're going to play their Gumdrop Poisoner, they're going to kill our Galleon Beast, then they're going to attack in for 5. Wow. Yeah. Thankfully, it returns. That is decent. Certainly don't mind that. We will have a 5/3 next turn. No blocks. Okay. Let's get Gumdrop Poisoner out of the way. Attack in again with Vincent. Make things a little bit more complicated for them. We do miss a land drop, which is unfortunate. Now we've got a little bit of a life gain engine. This just gets +1/+1 for each. Nice. Hey, pile up. We still are missing our second white. But if things get too dangerous, then that's alright. Opponent's looking at their cards a bit. Sarah Farron... Yeah, just legendary creatures you control get bigger. Oh, wow. That's not bad. That's not bad, especially with Earth Crystal. Oh my goodness. Alright, we might be board wiping. I mean, we can't. Christ. Alright. We're gonna do our best. Attack, give it menace? No. We did draw green, which is pretty nice. I guess I'd want Sin. Yeah, let's just go for it. Top rope. Let's put a 1/1 counter onto Summon Primal Odin because they have to block it, and we'll draw 5. I mean, that kind of works for me. Or to gain more life. I mean, let's gain more life. I don't think they're gonna... I mean, they might block Galleon Beast. I'm kind of okay with gaining a little bit of life. We do have a 7/7 at the moment. Now, their Hollowmark Siege Earth Crystal combination is quite strong. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, here. They can chump Serapharin. I'd rather gain a little bit more life and we can hit them in the air. This is really all about who can go bigger in a lot of ways. Yeah, and look, they're even taking this trade, knowing that we're going to draw a bunch. Actually, I guess that would hurt a lot more. This works for me. Return it. Draw a bunch. Great. Let's go ahead and discard 3, because we've already done everything we can. Alright, drop Meticulous Archive. Let's drop a Tiny Bones. We'll drop an Azoni, because we don't need that, and that's 3. I guess I could have dropped the Genova too. We now have a 3/4. See, this is the plan. Souls of the Lost is good in this deck because we draw so many cards that we just have to discard them. But isn't this crazy? Look, opponent can also just transform this to give it indestructible, and then we're screwed. Oh, actually. Spectacular pile-up. All creatures and vehicles lose and destroy. This format is absolutely wild. I like when Midweek Magic does something like this and they do a Phantom Sealed or a Phantom Draft. Just let us play with the cards, especially cards we've never necessarily gotten to cast before. It's my first time playing with Sin. It's looked awesome in the past, but I've lost to Summon Primal Odin a few times, and I've lost to Venat Heart of Hiddalen, as you've seen on this channel a couple of times. It's kind of fun getting to see what's happening. Okay. Draw cards equal to the power. Nice. They destroyed our Darkness Crystal, which wasn't doing a ton, but they also got rid of their Earth Crystal and their Excalibur too. Huh. I mean, that was a choice, opponent. So I think here we would actually like to... Well, we don't want to overdo it, you know? Step 1, we should attack. And then draw more cards. How many cards are left in our library? 15. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. We got back the Darkness Crystal. That's so silly. That's so silly. Look at this. Look at this. What are they even gonna do? They have 5 cards in hand. They have no clue what to do. We've got our 10 cards in hand at the moment. Opponent goes to 1. Opponent goes to 1. That's good to note. That means we do not have to do anything particularly impressive. And we'll discard a card, and that'll be our planes. Yeah, now that we have our Meticulous Archive. And they concede. The brilliant TM14 could not handle it. Here's a nice part of Midweek Magic. You get a little card as your win. Today we have an Entity Tracker. Nice. Fun card. Good rare. Now I have it in my collection. I like how Shafto's and I's avatars each have a sword in hand. That's kind of fun. This hand is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. The question is, do we try to get out Enduring Innocence before Tender Wild Guide? Or is that crazy because we want to be able to have access to 4 mana on 4 for Beza? Well, we have the tap lands regardless. I think we go for that extra card draw. Yeah, we're going to bin that. I'm not sure how smart it was to even have these 3 black pips cards. This time we'll go for tap land. Opponent plays Basic Forest, Basic Mountain. Yeah, no one does anything for these first few turns. It's kind of crazy. Next turn, though, we'll be able to Tender Wild Guide. If we draw an untapped land... can't attack. That's unfortunate. Nice. We can even offspring it, excuse me. I think that's going to be our best plan here. That way, we now have the double black that we need for the Darkness Crystal, plus double ramp, in order to get out our Quilled Great Worm ahead of curve. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage during your turn, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Oh my gosh. This deck's crazy. We could get out Vein Ripper right now, can't we? Yeah, 6 mana, 3 black. We play Swamp, we cast Vein Ripper. Get in for 2. Do I want a 6/5 with flying and ward sack a creature, or a 7/7 with trample that puts counters on everything else? Gosh, it's just so hard. Okay, opponent search for a basic plains and then bend a Bristly Bill, keeping one card on top. Do they have a 2-drop here? I would just, oh no, another tutor. And Summoner's Grimoire. We know how good that is. It's in our deck. So I think with Summoner's Grimoire out, do we just go for damage? Just maximum punish, put that many counters on it, try to erase them? I think so. I think that's the plan. We could also count. Spirit doesn't do anything right here. Let's go ahead. Hit in. Yeah, put some counters on our stuff, make them grow big. Opponent kind of needs the board wipe here. Nice. Thank you, opponent. Notably, how many sets back does this go? I see Bloomborough Duskmourn cards. Final Fantasy, yeah, of course, Foundations. We do not want that creature to be able to attack. We don't want that to happen at all. That being said, oh, opponent doesn't even want to know what we have next to play. Our next prize, the reward is, nice, Ishgard the Holy Sea. We actually pulled this one in our packs. This hand is a little suspect, but I think we keep. There's not too much that can punish us aggro-wise. We could always just play out the Dust Animus on 2 to get a 2/3 flyer in the air. But opponent's not really playing anything particularly strong, and nice, we now have an Azoni for the next turn. Let's go ahead and plot this. Probably should have played the Swamp there just because we have double black cards to make sure that we're able to hit them. Regardless though, I'm going to be playing the Swamp next. Wow, Loot's a really good card in this format, isn't it? Empty your hand, get the basic lands you need. That's great. Analyze the Pollen and Loot. Yeah, look at them. They're going to fix their mana up perfectly. Yeah, like I said, the double Swamp right there. We could always cast the Dust Animus, but we'd really like the value of having it come in with some 1/1 counters, especially with Genova in our hand currently. She says at the beginning of combat, put a number of 1/1 counters onto a creature, equal to her power onto a creature. Starts off as 1. That creature becomes a mutant, and then whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. Devil's a pretty good card. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. I guess let's play Vincent first. Because Elspeth, on the off chance we get the white mana for Elspeth, we can then destroy the Teval, get a counter onto Vincent, 6 counters onto Vincent, and play out the Dust Animus, and that would be an absolutely bonkers turn. Transform it, turn it into a lifelinker ourselves. This is a powerhouse, just if anything because it's a 6/6 lifelinker. And this is a removal light format. Yeah, opponent knows it. We did not draw what we needed. Hate to see that. Oh no, I guess instead we'll cast Genova. 5 or more untapped. I misplayed. Crap. Oops. Can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. They're going to block with their Enduring Vitality. It's okay. We're going to gain a little bit of life. Oh, Hornlock Whale? Maybe something else. They do have more mana than that. Oh, okay. Never mind. They just... Okay. We draw a few cards. That was really rough. That was really rough. Hate to see that, actually. We do have the Ultima. Again, we're a top deck planes away from being able to clean some of this up a bit. Opponent's going to get another hit in. Oh god, what are they gonna hit? They go for the loot trigger to reveal the top 6 cards of their library with a creature or a creature with mana value equal to less than the number of lands they control. Thankfully, they don't have actually that many lands. We are now at 5, though. We really need this plains. We don't get it. I mean, we take lethal in the air next turn, so let's go ahead. Play that down so that we don't take lethal in the air, ideally. Darkness Crystal is not particularly helpful here. And we have nothing else that we can cast because we did not play an untapped land because we desperately need our second white mana. So let's go ahead. Yeah, I think we discard a card. Is that crazy? That's crazy. I know we have Sin in the deck, but it's just not worth it. I don't know why I'm getting a little extra. No attacks. We have a 5/6 lifelinker. So if they have removal here, they win. But if not, we can do okay. I don't know if this is worth having in the deck. It stopped us from gaining a little bit of life, but that was it. Also, you can see how much of a powerhouse Genova is on her own, but even that doesn't matter. When your opponent's dex is all rares, there's not really much that you can do to stop them. Good game, opponent. Oh, goodness. Ow, 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 ow. We are 1 win away from being able to get all the rewards for this week's Midweek Magic. I don't know if this is a good hand. We have white, blue, and green, but we're missing black, and we have nothing to do on one of the later turns. I guess we'll surveil, see if we hit anything good. There's not really a reason to mulligan. It's not like any of our hands are going to be good. So at the very least, yeah, we can dump a Vein Ripper like that. God. This format's so crazy. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a fun challenge to build even just a semi-functional sealed deck like this. We do our best. Chinwenwenza. Chinwenwenza. It's a great name. Seems to be on the basic land grind. Oh, do they have a removal spell? No, they're just reading what my card does. Wow, an Emberheart Challenger. I mean, okay. Gain control of another target permanent you control. I almost want to just give him Stiltskin so I can draw a card. Convoluted 3 mana, take 2 turns, draw a card. Dang, opponent just has good curving. Okay, this is what I mean where an aggressive deck here can actually do a lot of work. What's our plan next turn? We don't really have anything going on. I don't want to block this though. That's ridiculous. That's just a waste of a creature. Especially when we can do that. We don't have black. Oh my god. We don't have black. We are playing a 4-color deck. This is bound to happen. But I'm immeasurably disappointed right now. Immeasurably disappointed. Byway Barter, what does this even do? 3 mana, 3/3 Menace. Whenever you expend 4, which is spending your 4th total mana to cast spells this turn. Discard your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. And then another just... Wow, Trample Hasting. Okay. Opponent has one of those pools. They just are doing well for themselves. Alright, here's where I think at this point we just trade off the Stillskin. Not even trade off, but another. My bad. Okay, we're just gonna block. And we got nothing. Good game, opponent. No. I took another look at our pool. I just couldn't bring myself to switch out any of the cards just because Ultima, I would only get rid of the board wipes. But the biggest issue is there are only removal spells. So I can't help but feel like we need to keep him in. Having the second Vincent, honestly, Vincent's been putting in a lot of work. A lot more work than I thought he would as a card. I may have been underrating it. Opponent clearly loves Vincent. Look at these sleeves. He does look cool. I will give him that. He looks quite cool. Indeed. Let's go ahead and attack. Nice. We have our... Against the non-aggro deck, this actually works well. I don't want to keep this, but I feel like we have to. We already have the double white for Ultima. Let's bin this. I'd rather try to get another color. The biggest issue is now if we don't hit our 5th land drop. But ideally we can get ourselves a swamp. That's not a swamp. In fact, it's one of the furthest things past a swamp. I guess we keep this. We have some double green and triple green. Let's go ahead and attack. We just need to curve out. We need to hit our land drops and count to 7. That's what I'm seeing. Hit our land drops, count to 7. We can cast Sin. Worst case scenario, Sin is a 7/7 flyer for 7. That is on rate. Cavernous Soul's naming human is interesting. Okay. I wonder if opponent can actually do stuff with that. It's kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and attack. Because we're not blocking Tifa. Yeah. Opponent's making a tough choice here. They're wondering what we could possibly have. Are there any rare combat tricks? Just Monstrous Rage. I'm kidding. I know it's an uncommon, but it was banned, so, you know. It's gotta be powerful, like a rare. Wow, and a Falgavas Lay. Okay. Opponent with the fixing here. Creative. I like it. Everflowing Well. Nice, nice. An Unyielding Gatekeeper. That one's not bad. I've actually had that in one of these Phantom pools before. It, sorry, let me read it. When it's turned face up, exile another non-land permanent. You flicker it, effectively. Or you remove something and turn it into a 2/2. The best part is it has the disguise ability, which just means that you're able to... Can I cast anything? Just Ultima. Great. It has the disguise ability, so you can actually cast it for a little bit cheaper, which is nice. Alright, pass. Opponent might have a... Is there a rare counterspell? God, this is really testing me. That's the thing. Removal is not often done at rare. Just play out like 3 more creatures or artifacts. Do something, opponent. Do something good. Okay. Nice. Good. Is this a good card? What does this do? Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Create a token that's a copy of an artifact token or something else. Make opponent think we have that combat trick again. We attacked earlier. They might let this damage go through. After all, you know, they have their Ultec Matter Weaver. Oh, nice. Good game. I say good game. I say it kind of in jest. Wow, exile all spells and abilities. So does this not go? Interesting. I didn't realize that exiled itself. That's kind of cool, actually. Wow, we got played. We got absolutely played. Summoner's Grimoire is out. And they have the Kitsa. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Can we get something good? I mean, 7/7 Trample. Is that good? We'll find out. I like this hero shaman token. It's cool. The Chromia, Anachrondasia. Someone correct me in the comments. What's it called? Heterochroma. The thing where your eyes are different colors. They talk about it in one of those X-Men movies. This creature has hexproof as long as you haven't cast a spell this turn. This is a good sideboard card in a control matchup. And it is a 5/3. Opponent must have something else in hand. They're playing these out ahead of attacking with Summoner's Grimoire, or they have nothing else in hand. Notably, this is both whenever they cast a non-creature spell and whenever they draw their 3rd card each turn. 2nd card each turn from Kitsa. For an Ultima. You know, somehow that Ultima is just not as good as this Ultima. Now, is it crazy if I were to... I feel like it's a little crazy. 1, 2, 3, 8. So in a race, right now they would win. But, when Quilled Greatworm deals damage, All of a sudden, I'm winning the race. We didn't even need any of these other cards that we have rotting in our hand without any black mana or any blue mana, let alone triple black mana. Okay. Summoner's Grimoire. I mean, they can re-equip it. 5, 6, 7. Okay, they're going to kill it. That's fair. I mean, we'll cycle that, end of turn. Look for something better. Honestly, did not expect them to just trade off the board there. I'll take it. That buys us some extra time. If they cast a few more creatures, well then, there we go. Such as, that's a pretty decent creature. Now we might just board wipe next turn. Unfortunately, oh, these are vehicles, and this was the one that destroys artifacts. I still have 2 cards in hand, which hurts, but, you know. And they will get to loot as well, unless they choose to do it right now. Opponent, you should loot right now before you know that your creatures are all going to die. That'd be kind of fun. Awesome. Discard something good, not knowing that you're going to have to rebuild. Discard something good. Do it, opponent. Cool. We'll just go to my turn. Fortunately, we are still not drawing the black mana that we desperately need. But I like another 2 for 1. Let's see how they rebuild. Reveal the top 5. Oh, our poor opponent. I think we're going to give them the lands versus the Thopters, because they already have white and blue mana. And green mana. So I'm not too worried here. Now the biggest issue is, do they have anything... They can get back their legendary artifact that just makes them a ton of mana. I mean, let's choose this pile to put in their hand. They'll make a 2/2. And now they also can't get back anything else. I don't think they realized how much we valued them having a creature right there. Mostly because we can't do anything until we can get something else on the board. Yeah, we don't really have another way to get counters outside of Genova and the Quilled Great Worm. Of course, my overlay isn't working right now, so I have no clue what we actually have in our deck. I bet opponent wished they had played that last turn. Ah, the Swamp of Legend. We needed that very badly. Let's go ahead and collect evidence, make some creatures. Collect evidence 4. Do we have a 4-drop? We don't. We'll get rid of that. Now we have a blocker for their Thopter token, as well as we can start drawing cards, gaining life, and this and that. But, music's good. Hope you're enjoying the new setup. Trying something out a little bit. Got a new mic. Trying to fix the little banner around my face a bit more. Organized bit by bit, you know. Every video improved by 1%. I mean, yeah. Every time it attacks too. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and... Like, Sin is great and all, but kinda just want to kill them. You know? We're pretty close to beating them down. Notably, with Azona, could have sacrificed the token to draw 3 more cards there. I just think it's better to have a board that they have to answer right now with their 2 cards left in hand. Yeah, Mosswood Dread Knight, they can't even try to... What's it called? We'll go ahead and block here. Notably, that does turn off Azona's ability. So if they have a board wipe here, we are punished a bit. There it is. Thankfully, that was one that punished them as well. And here we go. Good game, opponent. Mana value 4 or greater. Let's do it. Okay, just like that, Sin comes in with Army in a Can right there. Opponent, what do you think of having all rares to play up against, where your only removal spells are indeed your board wipes? How do you like it? Opponent doesn't like it very much. They don't like it much at all. And that's our third win right there. We now get a fun little art piece, Questing Druid. But we'll go ahead and play one more game. Twitching Doll and Green Source. Gotta keep it. Absolutely gotta keep it. I forgot that we don't actually have any red cards anymore. We got rid of them. Commercial District is just a tap land here. It should have been replaced by a forest. I hope people were yelling that somewhere for me, because that's kind of crazy that I did that. We won't be able to do Enduring Innocence on 3, but I think it'll be okay because we can get Genova down. Now, if opponent offers trade, I think we take it. Yeah, here they're playing Scavenger's Talent. They do not offer the trade, which is okay. Let's get a 1/1 counter on our Twitching Doll. Wow, they have been getting lucky with their hits. Yeah, regular sized deck. They got Bob. They're leveling up their talent and Bob. There's not really much that we can play here particularly well. So I think we just go for the attack. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Opponent realizes they can't beat with just a Bob. And that's the deck. We are back from playing a few games where we saw some cards just are an absolute powerhouse. You want to have them in your deck, even if it's a stretch to cast it with our blue mana for Sin, and we didn't get to cast Muldrotha, but you could see how powerful these things are. Commercial District, that was a mistake. Forgot that we took the red cards out of the deck. Probably should have just replaced that with a forest, but, you know, I'm sure the Surveil came in handy once or twice. This is a pile. It's a mess. We sometimes lacked any white mana when we had multiple double white mana spells in our hand. We had triple black mana spells and occasionally didn't have a single swamp. Our green fixing, while actually decent, we just didn't have enough green cards to justify putting enough forests to make it work. These events are crazy. I really think they're fun. It's kind of a blast being able to just play a ton of rares, knowing your opponent has very limited removal. Their best removal is often going to be a board wipe if they're playing in white or in black, but outside of that, it's kind of a crapshoot. You're not sure what's going to happen, and occasionally, as you saw in one of the games, you can get a really good red creature curve and just absolutely beat down on everyone you play against. But oftentimes, you are playing some kind of convoluted get to the end game and then just cast Haymaker after Haymaker after Haymaker. And we saw how that worked with Zoni Army in a Can over here, just kind of taking over some of our late games. I hope you enjoy this event as much as I do. Definitely check it out. Midweek Magic is so much fun, and you get little rewards for it, little cards here and there. Fun little bonus video while I'm whipping up some Brawl content and some Theory videos for y'all. Hope you have a good time. I sure did. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey, you. Yeah, you. You should watch another video. Yeah, pick any of them, honestly. Well, I don't know. That one right there. Yeah, that one. That one looks pretty good. Click that one.